Well, Dennis, listen to me. Great buzz around the place.
It was mighty. 6 years and is still going strong, so hopefully it'll stay that way.
How important is it for Marie and yourself to remember Nathan's name like this?
Oh, it is very, very important, and it gives a great buzz around the place, and I don't know how to describe it basically, but it's...
Do you find, Dennis, when you're organising the walk and talking to people, that other people who have had suicide in their families need this walk now?
Oh, they do, and it just proves that the amount of people that are taking part in the walk all over the country, that people do need it, and they like to get together and they all talk, and it helps everybody, I think.
Where do people travel from for this walk now this evening?
Well, now, before we had coming from all parts of the county, but now there's walking Tralee, there's walking Carsavine, Listowel, Dingle, so we're getting mostly East Kerry walk, or Dingle, or Rathmore, Guineaguilla, Kenmare, that side,
It was nearly getting too big, Dennis, was it? The one walk here,
It never gets too big. Can't get half big enough.
Finally, are we celebrating a big anniversary tonight?
No.
I think
you're a day late.
Yes, a day isn't too bad. Your 33rd wedding anniversary.
33 years, Friday the 7th.
Yeah, you were married.
6th, Friday the 6th.
Where did you meet, Marie?
In town. We're not giving any information away on that line.
I don't think we'll get any more. Come here, Dennis. Congratulations on your work and you're putting in towards your work. And listen, there's a great buzz around the place, and it's wonderful. Keep up the good work.
Thank you too, Rishi. Thank you.
Well, I'm talking to Cindy O'Connor from Pieta House. Cindy, these walks really now, they're gone national and they're huge. And this particular Nathan's Walk in Killarney, of course, is special.
Oh, very special. And I have to say, I'm really honoured to be here this morning to represent Pieta House. Often people would say to us, you do amazing work in Pieta House. But really, the people who are here today, the people who make this possible, the people who come out and support us, they're the real heroes. They're the people who do the work of Pieta House. And you're right in what you're saying, it's now gone national. It's actually gone international. So I think Ireland are leading the way in suicide prevention, even globally.
And Dennis and Marie here, of course, in Killarney, of course, they're such Trojan workers, aren't they?
Oh, fantastic. And I often think it's wonderful when you see, it's very sad, obviously, that they lost Nathan. There's no words can even describe how devastating that must have been for them. But what I think is truly admirable is when you see people who channel that grief into something really positive, and yet they're willing to come out and make sure that no other family has to endure what they've endured. I think that's really, it's admirable, They're fantastic.
And finally, Cindy, we have a new house here in Kerry now in Tralee. It opened recently.
Oh, we have, and it's quite a big house. We're delighted to say people are availing of the service. We're quite busy there at the moment, but we are always open to the public. We really want people to access the service, and sometimes people think that we only work with over 18s. We work with all age groups. We work with men, women from all walks of life. The service is completely free of charge for the public. We've made it as barrier-free as possible. They don't need a GP referral letter. And I think that the real success of Pieta House is that they're always met with compassion and care, and they'll be treated the way we'd want to be treated, or we'd want our own children treated if we were to access the service.
Keep up the great work, Cindy, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, Rishi. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well, Dennis, listen to me. You are supplying the vans. Tell us about them.
We supply the vans every year here because it's such a good cause. We supply water and the snacks and we light up the route for the people that are walking, because you know yourself, at the start of the walk it's dark, and as you walk along the domain, and a lot of people mightn't know it, locals would, but they need the light as they walk along, and they also need a bit of water, a bit of refreshments. And like I say, it is a good cause which we like to support every year.
And they're all different signages in them?
They're all the same signage. They're all independent Irish health foods.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And there's one over there further, which is called True Foods, which is a shop that we're opening in Killarney, and up near the Fair Hill, within the next week or two. So hopefully everybody just come along and enjoy what we've got to offer.
Thanks, Sin. Yeah, okay. Well, Michael, anyway, listen to me. You're just down from the Dáil. Fair play to you. You're after making the bus down here. Why is this so important?
Well, it's very important when you see the thousands of people that make the effort, because of the fact, number one, the money is much needed because there is so much involved in seeing after people's mental health and well-being, and that takes resources. They're not adequately resourced from state funding, so that's why, and it creates awareness, and it's so nice to see young, old, middle-aged people when the walk takes off, and when you see the thousands of people that, and we have the walks going on all throughout the country, it's a massive effort. And what I like about it is, long ago, if there was any type of health or mental health problems, many cases, it was swept under the carpet, and whereas now you could meet a person and they could tell you, you could say, how are you, and they'd say, well, I'm very bad, the whole head is very bad these days, and they're able to talk about it, and people's mental health, it's topical to me at the moment, because we're after giving the last number of weeks, making sure that in the programme for government, that the government address the issue by putting in more resources, because there's a certain age we shape where young people, they actually fall between two stools if they have mental health problems. They're too young. And they're too old, if you know what I mean. They're not old enough for proper adult services, and they're too young to avail of younger people's. So they fall in between two stools, and that's not right.
And finally, Mike, I see where the funding to mental health has been cut back, and I have no doubt when the new Dáil now, you'll be fighting to get that improved. That's the big thing.
It has, and you see, we had war about that, and that's why in the programme for government, we wanted to try and make sure, and there's a good healthy section in it, whereas before programmes for government, they would have had no special mention about that. So that was a disgraceful thing, and myself and my brother Denny raised it in the Dáil there recently during a debate about mental health, and we were very glad to do so, and to be the two people from Kerry that were fighting about that issue, and we'll continue to do so, and we always try and be here and do the walk and to support it, and just thanks to everybody who organised it, because when we'll be going down along the road now and we'll see all the people, the stewards and everything, and it's so professionally done by pure volunteers, and the people, look, the ladies give you out the teas and the t-shirts and the bananas and everything, so it is a massive effort, and it is a jolly occasion that people, even though it's so serious, people enjoy the walk with their families and friends and relatives and neighbours.
And Mike, the best of luck to yourself and your brother Danny in the new
very
Dáil,
much.
and thanks for talking.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Rishi.
Thanks, Mike. So now, tell us, why are you here?
I'm here to support the foundation today. It's a very good cause, so I'm looking forward to it now.
Where are you from yourself? Tell us about
I'm from
yourself.
Killarney, from Ahado. Yeah, so
Is it your first walk?
it is my first walk here.
And you've heard and read a lot about it.
I have all the years back. I've always wanted to do it, so this year now I'll do it.
Lovely stuff, and thanks for talking to us.
Thanks a million. Thanks.
How are we doing?
Oh, listen to me, another big walk. You've been doing it every year.
Yes, it's year by year, it's getting bigger and bigger. So hopefully this year now, with the dry weather and stuff like that, we'll have a big the same crowd again.
And you had your own tragedy in your family through suicide, so it is very important that everybody kind of realises what's happening.
It is. When you see, I suppose, the community coming together, and you see people who are affected by this tragedy down through the years, and you can relate and they can talk outside, and it's good. It's symbolic when everyone comes together to highlight these issues and to drive forward, especially with what Pieta House offer. It's a super service.
And Nathan's Walk started the whole thing off here in Kerry, and it's gone Kerry-wide now.
It has. It's been unbelievable how it's expanded from, say, the first few walks in the first couple of years up to what is achieved now. There's 5 walks here in Kerry, and it's just phenomenal response.
Oh, well, just for a good cause, and to help the people, that they're depressed and all that, Yeah.
My own daughter went to school with Dennis's own children in Listvigeen, so we have that connection going back. So
Is it your first year doing the walk?
no, I've done it every year.
And how many years is that?
6.
6 years.
Yeah.
Well, Cahill, you'd have probably done the walk nearly every year, would you?
I've done it. I think it's wonderful what the Carroll family set up on the death of Nathan in his memory, and I make a point of doing this walk every year, and I've been helping out during the week with pre-registration as well. We did 3 nights here at the Racecourse, and it's a pleasure, and it marks what is a very significant event in Kerry with regard to the Darkness to Light and the work that Pieta House do over in Tralee.
I come from, well, we've a house in Killarney, lived there, but I'm from Middleton, and suicide it's massive in Middleton, like it's kind of a black spot, like, so I've a lot of people close to me that I've known in the past.
Is this your first year doing this walk?
It is my first year doing it now, yeah.
It's a great cause, and we know people affected by it, so by the whole issue of suicide, so yeah, it's important today.
Would you think that the rate of suicide has dropped, or in your view, is it continued to rise?
Well, unfortunately, I don't think because of government policy that much has changed really in the last. Well, I've lost 2 brothers to suicide, and one died in '89 and the other died in '97, and very little has improved in the health system.